Trying to see if we can plant some of these.
Yeah, I'm just having to go through them because they're not doing anything in this tub. They've got to a certain point, and I've done trimmed the tops of them like 3 times. They're just sitting there. I'm trying to, look at them and make sure they're...
Kind of got a little bulb on them.
Well, they're not too little, because like something that little, I'll just lay it back in here. I'm just laying them in there right now. I'm probably going to just try to get the biggest ones out right now. That's a lot of onions.
That's a lot of onions.
A whole bunch. There's several hundred here.
And you still got several hundred to go.
I ain't even touched it hard.
You still got several hundred to go.
Yeah, because I'm just kind of like reaching around through them.
Picking and choosing.
It's Danny, Deep South Homestead, back out here. It's like a little after 6 in the morning. It's kind of chilly this morning. The wind's a little breezy. Guys, my onions have been in the high tunnel for way too long. I don't know if they're going to make anything or not because they're just kind of really
You look
little.
like, what is his name, Dork?
Oh yeah, Dorf. Looks like Dorf goes fishing.
Dorf goes fishing, you walk around on your knees.
Yeah, well I can't bend over.
Danny goes planting onions.
Danny plants onions, yeah, I can't bend over, so...
You're moving around, that's just what I saw, I'm sorry, it was funny.
Okay. They just telling our age, too.
Yeah, if people remember Dorf.
You remember Dorf, Tim Conway. Dorf goes fishing. You want something funny to watch? Now that's the funny. That's funny there now.
Don't care who you are, huh?
Don't care who you are. Yeah. That's. But anyway, we're this is the Savannah Sweets. They haven't done too well, but I told Wanda, I said, all we can do is try. because time's running out for me to be able to order and us to have onions this year. There was a year in the past that we had raised some like this, and we got a little panicky and we ordered from Dixondale because we didn't think we was going to have really anything, and we went ahead and planted. Well, these are the Savannah Sweets, and technically they actually caught up with the Texas Legend, and actually made decent onions. But our weather now is so unpredictable. Yesterday, to give you for instance, yesterday it was heat index of 96 degrees. Today, we're sitting here in the low 60s with the wind blowing. Our humidity has dropped to 37%, which is crazy for the deep south. And tomorrow, in a couple of days, we're going to be 38
degrees.
Yes. So
syrup cooking time, huh?
Well,
getting close anyways.
It's getting close.
Is it only one day?
It's for 2 days, and then it's going to warm up one day, and then it's going to turn back cold again. So with syrup cooking, you don't want the wind, because it'll knock your syrup down, and it makes it very difficult to keep it cooking like it's supposed to cook. So these next 2 days are when the 30-something degree temperature is coming in. It's supposed to be extremely windy because we got Hurricane Nicole coming into Florida, and it's going to come over and not coming to us, but it's going to come within 200 or 300 miles of us. But we're going to get the wind off of it, not anything else, which will make our weather very pleasant here.
Just windy.
Just windy, and we can't cook syrup when it's like that. Now, when you plant these, 1/2 inch deep. Somebody's going to ask, how deep am I planting them? 1/2 inch is about all you want. Now, you can plant them a little deeper, but what that means is you're going to have to come back and you're going to have to do a lot of dirt raking away from them, because they you got to rake the dirt away from an onion.
Once it starts bulbing.
Once it starts bulbing out. Now, that won't happen till more toward the springtime. I figure up on this bed like I got it on, we start getting some of these rains in here that we have, it's probably going to wash it down. Yep. Sun's coming up. Got cakes on the griddle.
No, we don't got cakes on the griddle.
Life ain't nothing but a funny, funny riddle.
We ain't got no cakes on the griddle.
We done had our cakes this morning, haven't we?
Pretty much. Eggs and toast.
Eggs and toast. This bed here that I bedded up, I did with a set of disc killers. I kept it in line with the terrace that's behind me, or the newfangled word is swale. It's the same thing as a terrace. Depends on what year you're from. It's laid off to hold water, and once it fills up with water, it drains gently from one end of it down there, down toward the pond. This year we decided to lay our rows off with the terrace rather than letting the terrace catch all the water, because we go into these severe droughts. We're going to let all of our rows now begin to catch some of the water. Guys, I literally did not touch the amount of onions I have in the high tunnel. I probably pulled up 100 this morning, and I probably have 200 or 300 more in there. So what we figure we'll do is we will plant them in stages. That way, if we see that we're going to lose any to any kind of cold weather or creatures or whatever, then we have others to replant with. That's kind of our...
And hopefully not have to order this year.
We're hoping to not have to order, that's right.
Now, we love Dixondale.
Oh, we love, I mean, their onions has always been really, really good.
Yeah,
but what good is it to try to be self-sufficient?
Yeah.
If you're always ordering.
Yes. So we're trying really hard this year to not order. But if you don't raise your own, Dixondale's is the way to go, so check them out.
It is the way to go, but the thing about it is, oh, I'm going to fall down here. It defeats the purpose of being self-sufficient, because if something happens and you can't order from Dixondale and you didn't learn how to do it this way and learn what will work and what won't work, and you know,
then the onions are a hard process if you don't learn ahead of time.
I mean,
because you've been doing this several years, and it took you several years to get them from seed to harvest then
yes.
Make a decent onion.
Yes.
Learning little tricks all through the years.
Yeah, because I mean, even when I was ordering from Dixondale's, I wasn't having really good success with large bulbs until I finally figured out, you know, some of the secrets to it and start implementing them. Because I mean, it takes, for the average family, believe it or not, it takes probably 75 to 100 onions per family.
That's if you use them sporadically.
Yeah, that's if you use them sporadically. That's not...
You and I use way more than that.
Yeah, I was going to say we use way more than that. But I'm just talking about the average family that's a grocery store shopper. That's about what they use.
And if you figured $1 an onion, I don't even know what they cost right now, but I would say $1 an onion. That's $75 to $100. Just say $100 over a year's time.
That's $100.
That don't sound like much till you add up everything you buy in the grocery store and see how much you spent over a year on every item.
Right. That's why people wonder why we can do what we do here on our homestead. It's because the bottom line is grocery stores will nickel and dime you to death.
Yeah.
Fast food places nickel and dime you to death. Wanda and I don't do these things.
Nope.
And when you don't buy all that stuff, you'll be surprised how far you can stretch $1.
And just like this, $100 worth of onions in a year. That's $100.
It could have been put toward something else. You know, I mean, I'm putting these a little thick because
some of them's gonna not make it.
They may not. None of them make it. I don't know. Who knows what the weather will do? But at least if some of them die out, then the ones that's left, you know, might make a bulb, or if they all live, we got a lot more green onions.
Oh, and I just was cleaning our green onions over there. They're beautiful.
Oh, them things are like 2 feet tall. They're wonderful.
They're beautiful. They're the old-fashioned multiplying onions.
Yes.
They are nice.
I can tell this is going to take me a while. I didn't even touch what was in those barrels.
Got twice that many to go or more.
Yeah, at least 2 times this many to go.
And you're halfway down the... When you finish, you're going to be a little over halfway.
I won't.
Yeah.
I won't make it halfway, I don't imagine.
You're pretty close.
I'm not a quarter yet.
Mm-hmm. That's a lot of onions.
Well, we don't know how many of them will make it. Wouldn't it be a blessing if all of them did?
Yeah. So what's this green stuff out here?
That is my cover crop, which finally come up. It is it's mustard, Siberian kale, rutabagas, purple top turnips.
And why are they so thick?
Well, Wanda planted them first, and
overplanted.
she put way too many. Then we had the flood that came in, and
Danny didn't think they were going to come up.
I waited and waited and waited, and nothing was ever coming up. So I came over with the tractor, and I dropped the section hair down, and I ran over it again, break that crust all up, because it packed it like crazy with that flood. And I went back and I lightly reseeded it. I didn't put many on it.
And now we have
a beautiful stand.
Way more than
way
probably
more it
needs to be.
But we've got cattle and we've got rabbits and
chickens
and everything.
People.
So us, family, wildlife. As time goes on, what nature and we don't use out of it, we'll leave for a cover crop. Now none of it is really a nitrogen fixer, but we're okay with that, because when we plow it under this spring, it'll give us our green manure back.
And the sun's finally moving up, almost above the trees.
I know, I'm trying to finish before it gets up.
You gonna go show them the rest of the green stuff we got growing?
We can when I finish up here. Ifs and whens.
Yeah, almost there. Let's go show them in a minute.
All right, we'll be back in a YouTube second. Well guys, we have a lot of our green stuff coming up. We have clover and ryegrass coming up everywhere, and it's making the whole place, I call it looking like spring in the winter time. I mean, look at the pastures. Look at all the greenery. It's not quite tall enough yet to put the cows in, but they sure stand up here and look, and boy, they moo and want to get in there, but I know better than to turn them in, because it's not quite to the height yet where I can let them in there. Of course, we have the bottom pasture down yonder. If we can keep the deer from eating all that down there.
That's where they come in down there.
They're down there everywhere in the evening times. We sit out and watch them. Of course, we've been putting some corn out for them, and as long as they're eating the corn, they're not eating the grass. Talk about a brisk winter morning.
It's a fall.
Or fall morning, I guess, would be better.
You're finally getting fall.
Finally getting some fall here, yeah. It's nice. Well guys, this is our front garden. This is tender greens, rutabagas. It's purple top turnips. It's all of it. Yeah,
no, this was just tender greens.
You only planted that in here?
I think this is all tender greens.
I thought you mixed them all up in here.
No, I think this is only tender greens.
Oh, you only done tender greens? Well, then we have a whole garden of tender greens. If you look down it, you can actually see how that the section hair, it all come up in little tiny rows down through yonder. That's the reason we used the section hair. Now, when the flood came, it kind of washed the bottom section of it pretty bad. And we've got tender greens everywhere now.
I kind of overplanted, didn't I?
Just wanted to wait, there's enough tender greens here for like 5 acres, and she did it in about a
100-foot section.
Yeah, about a 60 by 80 area.
And Danny's saying I got it all out in between the lemongrass.
It's kind of got sprinkled
out
everywhere.
in the yard.
It's coming up all over the place.
The lemongrass is coming out since I cut it off.
Oh yeah, lemongrass is beautiful since you
See
waxed
how
on
thick it is?
Yeah.
He said that's a little thick for tender greens.
This is like microgreens.
Tell me I can't grow microgreens.
I mean, you look at this. They're all out in the yard even here. I mean, it's like they're everywhere. But the thing about it is we'll come through here and just grab them up by the handfuls once they start getting a little size to them. We'll take them and feed them to the cows, and we'll feed them to the rabbits and stuff like that.
So there's plenty of them. We're going to have plenty.
More than enough of them.
Plenty of microgreens.
Yeah. Well, this is the front pasture and the front pond. The grass and the clover and all's coming up in here really, really nice. It's exciting to look out in the fall when the leaves are falling everywhere and the trees are becoming bare, and all you see is this beautiful green grass. And it'll make it all the way through the winter. The winter won't hurt it. The clover will make it all, and next spring, all this will turn and be beautiful red crimson clover everywhere and pretty deep green grass. Where's my girl, huh?
There's Miss Candy. Where's Dolly?
Dolly's up yonder eating hay in the ring.
Okay. We're on baby watch.
We're on baby watch, yep.
Candy wants a sweet potato.
I don't have one, sweetie. I don't have nothing for you this morning. I don't have no taters for you this morning. I wish I did.
She said you shouldn't come out here without something.
I know. I should bring you sweet potatoes. I know. Come on, Miss Pixie.
Candy knows what it is. She will eat big
Come on,
time.
Miss Pixie.
She gonna pull you down. Maker's rolling on that barn. Tug of war.
She'll probably win.
She gonna win. You know she's gonna win.
Banana farming for the cows.
I see it. In order to survive, you gotta have a variety.
You gotta have a variety.
You can't depend on one something for your animals and you. You've got to have a huge variety. That's why we plant so much different stuff. Something's coming in 365 days a year.
Yeah.
Trixie's trying. She just don't know how to make it happen.
If she ever gets a taste of it, she'll go for it.
There she goes. She says, I got this now. You and Candy's gonna fight. Now that we've moved, the sun hadn't quite come up behind you yet.
I know.
We're on the hill.
The different locations here. That's why we have so many microclimates, is because the sun comes up on the property different places at different times.
Now she's enjoying that.
She's liking her some banana leaf, ain't she?
I'm surprised Dixie ain't paid no attention.
Oh, look at that. Trixie finally got her a piece of it.
She'll figure it out.
Girl, you got it looking like the wind tore it up.
Tug of war with the cow. The problem is she's going to take it away from Trixie.
Yep.
Candy's going to take it away from Trixie.
And then they're going to run with it.
Candy says,
Dixie
said, where's mine?
The mother cows has already slobbered on it. She won't bite it.
She's a picky eater?
Yeah, she's a picky eater.
Well, you had to go get her one. She said, I want that, but I don't want to eat after them.
She says, I got good hygiene. I don't eat after the rest of the cows.
Isn't that funny?
Yeah, she's about the only one that's that way. The rest of them will eat the rest of it. But so we might as well mosey on and let these cows do what they do. Thank you guys from Deep South Homestead.